Many fans, the Assassin's Creed franchise was built upon exploring historically unique locations throughout time, playing as an established character in a pre-built world with pre-built missions to complete an already occurring point in time to sync with the Animus and hopefully find a piece of Eden or even save the world. Now, what if I told you that the universe you have been playing in as Ezio, Altair, Connor, Edward, and even Bayek of Syrah have been one of many. One singular universe the old Animus have only been able to access. Well, in this video, I'm going to be going over a theory that explains why we have dialogue options, why Layla is more important than you think, and most importantly, how Ubisoft can unfuck the modern day segment of Assassin's Creed and hopefully please many fans. And we're also going to talk about multiple universes. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now, to figure out how Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Valhalla have dialogue options other than to please RPG fans is to look at the multiverse theory. In layman terms, the multiverse is a bunch of universes almost identical to our own, but some with major differences and some with slight differences. For instance, in a parallel universe, Ubisoft could have listened to staff and players and got rid of Serge Haskose quicker and made better games, but oh well. And in another universe, Cassandra could have been the single protagonist in Odyssey like she is in the book, you know, to give us a linear story. But oh well, and you sitting right there watching this video in a different universe, you could have been on holiday without having to quarantine. What a world that would be. But anyway, it just means that an entire multitude of different possibilities and outcomes could occur at any point in time. Pretty cool if you think about it, but even cooler when there's always one fixed point in time throughout all of the universes. One thing that always happens, and in Assassin's Creed, they call this a node. So what does this have to do with the entire franchise? And to that, I say, let's start off with Desmond Miles. Now, as I'm sure all of you know, at the end of Assassin's Creed 3, Desmond Miles sacrificed himself to save the planet from a catastrophe that would have killed millions and millions of people and possibly destroyed the entire Earth. He was able to do this by placing his hand on the eye within the temple built by the ones who came before, the Isu, and using his specific genetics derived from Adam and Eve, the catastrophe was stopped. It also meant Juno escaped. And yes, before you go in the comment section, I know that the device used to save the world isn't called the Eye, but is in fact called the Global Aurora Borealis device, and in the Eye, that is what Minerva used to reach out across time and predict the future. But here is the thing, in Odyssey they claimed that they were the same thing, so haha, I'm right, you're wrong. But it's all down to the Animus, and more specifically, Layla's Animus. Now, if you played Assassin's Creed Origins, you will know that Layla's Animus is newer and has more upgrades than the ones we've used before, and even better than the ones at Abstergo, seeing as she has managed to upgrade it herself as she used to work for them. Now, it turns out that Desmond didn't actually stop the catastrophe, he only delayed it, so that's a bit shit. Now, what's big about this is whilst all of this is happening, Minerva, another Isu being who we've talked about before, is using a lot of time to explain the conjunction, which was confirmed by W. McDevitt, lead writer of many Assassin's Creed games and lovable to many fans, to be parallel universes. The big conjunction is about multiple universes colliding together and destroying everything in its way. This is the point in time that happens throughout every universe, the node. So what does this have to do with Odyssey, Layla, and the Animus? Well, in Odyssey, the Animus is capable of taking two different genomes and making it so Layla can live out each of the characters' lives one at a time or even simultaneously. And at the end of Odyssey, we see Cassandra get gifted the Staff of Hermes, an extremely powerful piece of Eden capable of altering the laws of reality that underpin our very existence. We see it is altering our reality, but the Isu would just see it as adjusting the code of existence because they have a more advanced perception of time. And including the end of the DLC, we now know that Layla has the Staff of Hermes, and through talks with her team, this could mean very brilliant updates for the Animus and even more interactions throughout time and even universes. Now, the Animus makes it possible to relive history through the eyes of whomever's DNA is in the Animus, and the Staff of Hermes makes it possible to transcend through space and time. Now, this does make a lot more sense for Eivor to be both male and female and to have multiple different dialogue choices throughout the game, all because throughout Assassin's Creed Valhalla, we are accessing different universes at different points in time. But there will always be certain points fixed in time that are the exact same throughout all of the universes, and these within the Assassin's Creed Creed franchise, as we know already, are known as nodes. And if you think about it, Assassin's Creed has always been about traveling through time, talking to mystical beings that are just so technically advanced most of us wouldn't understand them and think they were magic. And the fact that Darby McDevitt, the lead writer, the guy that writes for the fans, that puts fans first, has said the conjunction Minerva was talking about is in fact multiple universes, just makes this theory even more believable. Now I just want to say huge thanks to the Thespis41 over on the Assassin's Creed Reddit, bringing this theory to my attention and having me think about this for a good while. Link to the original theory is in the description. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, click the like button down below, and I want you watching this video to have a discussion in the comments about whether or not this would be a good addition to the game or not. Now I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll hope to see you in the next video.